Thanks, Todd. I will just, at this point, I think we have 5 minutes left. So let's I'll leave this slide more as an anchor slide saying where GitaCloud can help across discovery, implementation, and value optimization services. You can read the slide, but at this point, let's look at the questions. So folks, if you haven't already asked your question, please go ahead and type it in. We will take a look at the questions that have already been asked. So I'm reading one question from Anand Kailash. Did you handle sporadic demand in any of the scenarios? Yes, as I mentioned before, there was a very high level of intermittency across multiple SKUs. So that was handled, yes. Another question I'm seeing, are you not seeing that under best fit, Arima Croston tends to flatten the forecast, even the new TSP? That can happen in some cases, and this is where machine learning comes in handy. That some of the other models, especially CatBoost and Forest, etc., do good justice and produce forecasts that are essentially not flat. So this is one key point behind sending a set of intermittent data through a lot of models. So even if some are not, some are flatlining, you still get an accurate forecast from the others. Another question, how did you integrate external forecasts such as Kratos and GitaCloud service to IBP through BDP platform? Yeah, we could do it that way. Todd mentioned that there's a external forecasting API. That's also a very nice way to bring this in for the purposes of NVIDIA progress so far. We've essentially just loaded the data into IBP using CPI. Let's keep moving. So how are you feeding in the external forecast models? Are you finding the process to be effective? Yeah, I think overall we've had good success addressing a lot of models and both deploying on NVIDIA platform as well as our service and bringing that data back into IBP. So I'm reading this another one. One of the challenges for the ML forecasts is availability of large amounts of data. How large was the historical data? Is the data starting from 2020 enough for machine learning models to learn? Yeah, so we had data from 2017 onwards. We were only in slides showing 2020 to make sure the slide doesn't get too crowded. So yes, we had 3 years of data, but like Anthony had mentioned, many of NVIDIA SKUs, the life cycle doesn't go across 2 years. So you don't really get the benefit of SKU level forecasting, which is where the overall aggregate level forecasting and disaggregation comes into play. So I'm reading a couple more here. You mentioned about the COVID impacted period history, how the framework takes care of such kind of abrupt history, either very low or very high bookings. So it's a good question. Our data science team did a lot of what we call the outlier correction optimization, where they were looking at the trends, and that's part of the service to say not just blindly applying some outlier detection, but really understanding the data and really fine-tuning the outlier. Are you leveraging external forecasting integrated call from IBP forecast model introduced? That's external forecasting, as Todd mentioned. We did not use it so far, but that's definitely the plan if we move forward with the next phase. Next question, how does the model take care of direction change in the bookings, given there are no other signal drivers in the models? So we did send a lot of forecast drivers, if you will, look for impact analysis. So we didn't share that update today, but we did see at SKU by SKU level quite a significant amount of variation in terms of which underlying driver was driving most of that forecast. And across the board was a different picture than at SKU level. So yes, you have to look at data to understand the impact there. Another question, how much of a role did independent variables play in the more advanced ML algorithms? I think I just answered that question. What if a company doesn't have all these things? So you just start with what you have. There is a lot available internally, even if you just look at ASPs and promotion history and supply constraints. You should have all that along with the booking and shipment history. The most places, they have some element of channel history, channel inventory, some element of macroeconomic data is always available publicly. So we would say that most customers that are on an ML journey are able to get quite a lot of the demand driver values. Obviously, the challenge remains where you have to forecast certain drivers. How accurately can you do that? Because the error in the driver forecast will lead to the error of the model. Okay, so I think that's all the time we had. We've gone a couple of minutes over. So there are a few more questions. I will just reach out to those folks. Again, just want to thank Anthony and Todd for their support with this webinar, the production, the close partnership throughout this year. Thank you very much. Also wanted to mention Laura Tosso, the SAP IBP product owner, for her work with us in refining the IBP forecast signal quality. Thank you, Laura. And also a special note of thanks to Andy McAleer for getting the alignment, getting the marketing, and then pushing the message out, getting the webinar, the visibility. So Andy, thanks for that too. And again, thank you everyone for attending this webinar. We'll just get a recording out to you shortly here. Hope you like the content. Please do give us the feedback in the survey. That's all I had for now. Anthony, Todd, any last remarks from you?
No, thank you. It was such a very nice experience working on this with you and with Todd.
None for me. Thanks, everyone.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye.